But I'm not sure if Louise Bond was taking as much notice of the power lines as I was yesterday as we made our way up Norton Summit Road. But Louise is one of the 891 ABC Late spokespeople. And I think initially, Louise, you were planning to do the short course, weren't you? But we all ploughed through and we all managed to do the 70Ks, didn't we?
Yeah, well, I thought, I'll see how I go, but because I haven't been riding as hard the last few weeks. But no, I did the 70Ks comfortably yesterday.
How's your bottom this morning?
Bottom's fine, thanks.
Oh. I wish I could say the same for mine.
Yeah, no, came up pretty well. The legs felt it a bit last night.
Yeah.
I could feel they'd been going, but this morning I feel fine. So.
Yeah, oh, good.
Yeah, I was quite pleased.
Now, Louise, what makes it even more remarkable, the fact that you've done this 70Ks, is because we know in the past that you've been through a series of treatment for cancer. And in mid-December, you got some bad news, didn't you?
I did, yeah. Everything was going fine. I'd enjoyed 12 months of remission. And then a routine scan showed that there were some spots that shouldn't be there. So, yeah, I'm back on the sick list and start chemo again tomorrow.
And still riding around and still with an incredible enthusiasm for life and getting involved in as much as you can.
Pretty much. I mean, the first week when I got the bad news, felt a bit numb.
Yeah.
And which I guess is a normal reaction. You think this is it, but then the fighting instinct kicks back in again.
So,
and if I feel a bit down, I usually hop on the bike and go for a good ride. It clears the head, and I feel better.
And it was lovely yesterday, wasn't it? Having the group. You had a couple.
It was. We had a great time together.
Yeah.
Got to know each other a bit better, I think. And stuck together a bit more, and I really enjoyed it. I mean, despite the weather.
Look, one of the things that stands out with me for me about you, Louise, is that obviously you're in the midst of a personal battle at the moment. There's no doubt about that. But what you have around you is an incredible support network. You have close friends who are there with you on this journey with you, haven't you? I mean, you had a couple of friends who rode with you yesterday, and just the enthusiasm to be a part of what you're going through really must be a source of some strength for you.
It is. I mean, when I went through it the first time, I had a fantastic support network, and I think that's even grown during the last 12 months. And yes, certainly when the bad news came out again, the support networks run back into action. So, and that's encouraging. That makes me feel good. I think, well, I've got a lot to fight for, not just myself. And yesterday to have a couple of friends ride with me, that was a bit of my safety net. I thought, well, if I can't make the distance, I don't want to hold the team up. I had a couple of people with me that would have taken the shortcut back home. So, but no, I just felt it was just like, see how I go. And I felt fine.
Yeah.
So
and
I've been riding enough lately.
Yeah. You said to me yesterday, that's one of the frustrating things is that you actually feel good.
I do, yeah. If it wasn't for the scan, I wouldn't know there was anything wrong with me. So it is frustrating, and it sort of makes it a little bit surreal in ways, because I don't feel unwell. But I know once the treatment starts, I won't feel all that great each day.
Yeah.
And so I just have to take each day as it comes. And I'm just hoping that the treatment's once a fortnight. The first few days I might feel a bit tired and flat, and then hopefully pick up and get back on the bike again.
So explain to me what the treatment involves, Louise, because you start a new round of chemo tomorrow, don't you?
Yes.
Okay, so what does that actually involve?
Well, different drug this time, so I'm not quite sure of the reaction. But it's once a week, and I go down to Adelaide to Calvary Hospital, and there's a port under my skin that was put in a couple of weeks ago, which is a little bump with a cord attached that takes the drug into my heart, and then obviously goes around the body. So go into hospital, into the day ward, and they attach me to bags of drugs, one after the other. It takes about 4 hours. So you're just sitting there. They hook you up, and when one bag of drugs finished, there's 3 or 4 different drugs. When that's finished, the thing beeps and they put on another one, and you just sit there. So it's not a very exciting day.
Having been through it before, Louise, how does your body tend to react to that?
As I said, different drugs. I'm not quite sure what the reaction will be. Mentally, I think it's going to be a bit tough tomorrow, going back into it again, because I was so happy to actually leave the place for what I thought was the last time 6 months ago. And So, yeah, you've just got to sit down and prepare yourself and take a few things to keep busy. Sometimes by the end of the session you can feel a bit unwell. I'll tend to sleep in the car on the way home. So, yeah, not quite sure how I'm going to react to this lot.
Well, so it's quite exhausting, the process. I mean, to have that sort of quantity of chemicals pumped through your body must be quite a debilitating process anyway.
Yeah, it's not a nice thought. I mean, the nurses put on gowns and gloves and glasses, and there's spill kits there, so it's quite toxic stuff. But you've got to do it.
Yeah.
So you just do it, and I also have a naturopath that works with me, so she helps me with vitamins and minerals that will help me cope with the side effects. And, yeah, certainly the last time when I started chemo, it was fairly intensive. I managed to avoid a lot of the side effects. So I'm hoping this time I'll cope with it fairly well too.
Speaking with Louise Bond, who's one of the 891 ABC Adelaide spokespeople who completed 70 kilometres with all of us. I was the backmarker, Louise, I know. Yesterday, as part of the training ride, in anticipation, we've got Ride Like Crazy on Sunday, which obviously... Are you planning to take any part in Ride Like Crazy, Louise? Are you hoping you might just be able to do a few Ks or something?
Absolutely. Because I haven't been riding as hard, I hadn't planned on riding the full distance, which I'd hoped to do. But, with a couple of friends in tow, I'm hoping to do the 51 Ks from Woodside down to Unley.
Really?
Yeah. Providing I feel well, so that's the plan. And then hopefully with the tour down under, my eldest daughter's going to ride with me, and we're just going to do the 32K loop.
Oh, Louise, that's amazing.
So rather than not do it at all, or just wave to people when they arrive at the end, I thought, no, if I can do it, I will.
Yeah.
And my doctor said, keep the cycling going, because she said it helps you physically and mentally, which it does.
Yeah.
I'm fitter than I was 3 years ago by a long shot. If someone had told me I'd be riding 50 Ks or 70 Ks 3 years ago, I would have said they're crazy. But now that's quite a comfortable ride for me.
Really?
No problem. Yeah.
Comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to use a different word to comfortable.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, in regards to bottoms.
Yeah. Well, but I'm a newbie, so I'm only new to this whole cycling thing. So it's a completely new experience for me.
Yeah. Well, I've only been cycling a bit over 12 months.
Yeah.
And it was just a thing that I took to, because part of my treatment is, or helping cope with the treatment and health, is exercise, resistance exercise. It's really important. And I'm not a gym person. I just don't take to going to a gym and lifting weights and walking on treadmills. When I was sick, like really sick after the first 6 months of chemo, once I started feeling better and the weather was getting better, I just had to get outside and hopped on my husband's bike and just loved it. Loved the feeling of moving along and being outdoors.
Yeah.
So then I got my own bike and just kept going further and further.
And there's no stopping you.
No.
Hey, Louise, on Thursday, we're hoping that all the spokespeople will come together. That we'll spend a half an hour on air talking to each other on Thursday morning from down in the cafeteria. And I'm hoping you are well enough to come in and have a chat about that first dose of treatment that you've gone through, and you can let us know how you got on, how you're feeling. If you can get in, there's no pressure. There's no pressure, Louise. But
I've got a plan of how to get down there.
Really?
So, yeah.
Yeah.
My support network's going to help with that, I think.
Oh, terrific. That'd be lovely. It'd be nice to see you.
Yeah, I hope to be there.
Okay, take care, Louise.
Thank you.
Nice to speak to you. Louise Bond, who is one of the 891 ABC Adelaide spokespeople. And, of course, a very big part of the reason the whole community challenge is done is to raise money for the Cancer Council, and obviously as a team we are doing just that as well. And I've got to say, Louise is the front runner when it comes to the fundraising stakes, because she is just working so hard to raise money for cancer research. And obviously Louise isn't the only person who finds himself in that situation at the moment, but she's using this opportunity to go out and raise money and raise awareness and to let people know who are going through treatment for cancer that you're not alone, and there are people out there who love you and genuinely care for you. So take care, Louise, and we hope you can get in here on Thursday.